Hello everyone, Jking here. As you may already know, we just launched the Topdeckers Patreon. By becoming channel patrons, you will gain benefits such as voting on future content, playing our streamers live, and even having one of your decks featured in our videos. Whether you become a captain, general, or field marshal, we will be very grateful for your contribution and use all proceeds to keep creating new and exciting content for everyone. Now, enjoy the video!
Alright, yet another German player. Just gonna full mulligan here. Rain Brigade does very little against German control. And there's a pretty solid amount of German control around. Turn one pass. This opening curve is starting to remind me a lot of last game's curve. Gurkha rifles. Oh my goodness. This guy's a Chad. Yeah, I'm just gonna hit that. No need to let this guy keep one of these cards on board any longer than he has to. Oh, that's a very unfortunate curve. I could just cargo. So my thought process here is obviously I could do a key to push up, and then if he makes the trade, it's a 50-50 on whether or not it kills the Heinkel. The problem is if he does make that trade and I lose that 50-50, I no longer actually have a way to kill it with 35T anymore. And there's an argument for just like Mito Regiment. I think I'm gonna go for the cargo since it does set up decently well into slightly future turns. Also, there's a decent chance that this turn would be like attack fortification. This sort of forces the spoils of war out of him. And doesn't attack with Heinkel, so that's a very good sign for us. We're gonna get the draw and then kill it with 35T. And next turn we will go for the circle. Man, back when encirclement cost 2, I would be able to just push that up encirclement and attack with cargo. And honestly, I probably would have attacked face if I could do that. Okay, that's a pretty good counter to cargo. It actually screws with the curve quite a bit. So we're just gonna go face. I think that was the card he got off of Africa Core. I'm not 100% positive about that. Okay, goes for the Stuka. Which means that is going to be the card we kill with the cargo. No need to give him tons of discard. Guards. Well, this is draw last. This is a bit of an unfortunate situation. Could just like duplicate the Akita destruction effect. Could drop a key. I think going for key push up. There's the possibility of carpet bombing here. Carpet bombing, he can't kill a key while playing carpet bombing. Annihilation discards Matsumoto. It's a little bit annoying. Might see Gren hit. Well, I would have much preferred to see Gren hit Akita there. Okay. Elephant sends double Akita face, which means he can still kill Kago. And there's the carpet bombing. And there's the hit on the Grand Guides. Well, that's annoying. However, it means we can still stop healing. And I think I will hold on to this Type 93. We're down Elephant Boys, down Matsumoto. He is playing Discard, so there's a pretty good chance that we're going to lose everything currently in hand. Okay. Just get all of this to the front line. And there's actually draws for lethal next turn. Now, he's Discard, so there's basically, yeah, second Kyber bombing. And this game is going to be a loss. That's really frustrating. If we'd gotten the Akita hit on the Grand Guides, we could have traded Gun Face with the other. We wouldn't have been as hard hit by the Kyber bombing. I don't know why he's playing Comet there. Well, good game. Not a lot. Could have done differently with those Akita hits. Alright. Playing against a US deck. Honestly, I quite like all of the cards that are in my hand at the moment. I think Akita is probably the most replaceable. Just having the first signal into 35T, 20 seconds is just a really good card against frontline if you can hold the frontline. Well, Greyhound is actually not the start we want to see. Hopefully he doesn't have combat engineers. Whirlwind. Interesting. So we're just gonna go ahead and get the hit on the Greyhound. This stops a turn 399th. This sets up the value trade. Might just play Matsumoto next turn, although if he trades double, like pushes attack. Oh, please draw me a 24th cavalry. The problem with Matsumoto is it is very weak to half track. So I think I'm just actually going to go right ahead and trade like this, keeping the cavalry regiment around for a possible expansion draw. Also, just, you know, it's cheaper. So if I draw like a Type 93, another cavalry, I can do that with 22nd. 5th Rangers. That is quite annoying. Do I play... I think I hold on to the cavalry, and do like cavalry Shinano next turn. Assuming that this trade goes through, that is. Because again, he could still just like half-track this. Goes face. I'm assuming he's half-tracking it if he's going face. Go face, then draw. 164th. Okay, that is a play you can make, I suppose. Well, if I wanted to draw with 22nd, I could now. Can also just go for a huge Shinano play. Well, huge under the assumption that it wouldn't hit him in the face for 6. Well, maybe 5. Because I think one of these pings is from the Matsumoto triggering off his 164th dyne. Okay, this seems like a decent chance to draw. So at this point, we're just like becoming full burn deck. We still have the 24ths in the deck, which will work really well for the card draw and off signal. We have 4 Meadows. We have Bombing Raid. Key is actually quite a good draw. We also have to be a little worried about our own health total. We are at 14, which means we could die to like 2 tanks. 2 buffed tanks and Blitzkrieg. Okay. There's a half track. The half track dies. Quite good. Greyhound, Greyhound. This is tempting, because if we go for the key and he has second half track, it's essentially game over. Right? Which is why I think I'm just going to go for this. This is looking like a lot of damage. So this dying, 3-5. If he clears the board, I can actually go for a lethal next turn. Now granted, it's not a high chance of lethal, but it is something. He might leave the 22nd up because he's thinking I'm going to have to take the front line. Okay, do not love the Devils. He did have the second half track, so it's good we didn't go for the key. Well, that's very bad. I think I have to attack and go for the 1 and 4. Sorry, not 1 and 4. 2 and 6. 2 and 5. 2 and 5. So that's a 40% chance. Okay, we actually hit the best target. So just now, Hellcat will do it. If I play these 2 things, I think I go for the key. We've seen 2 half tracks. This stops the bomber from being able to attack. It needs to die. I just don't see Kagoshima 22nd Infantry doing enough. Even if he can't kill me. And he'd be 1 damage off with a Blitzkrieg, I mean. 35T. I'm not dead to Blitzkrieg. Okay, he has 35T and Hellcat and Blitzkrieg, yeah. Okay. Well, there's nothing I could have done to win this game. That Shenano trolling me was unfortunate, and the draws to follow just did not line up. Alright, well, this journey to Field Marshal is taking a bit longer than I would like, but let's get into the next game. Alright, well, we have a match against Britain. This might be the first Britain of the day, actually. And I'm tempted to keep both 35Ts. Now, they're really good into air, but they're also just, you know, really good into Britain in general. Let's mulligan the other cards. Pick it back up at 24th Cavalry. You know, this deck would be substantially better if I didn't have this gimmick. If we can find a 1-cost infantry, this is looking very good. We can't. Shenano is going to be a very good card, though. Hopefully there's no honey. Alright. Well, this is unfortunate. He might go for an early push, although if he has naval power alongside this, this could be very bad. Doesn't have naval power. Now there's some... Well, yeah, I'm gonna go for like... Maybe I should have gone for the cavalry. Plays around evasive action, actually. And, you know, keeps another 35T in hand in case I need more reach into the support line ability. That seems like a hilariously bad play. Alright, well, we've gotten through what is a very, very solid opener from Mobilize. Pretty much untouched. Of course, he follows up a very good opener with a turn 5 Potez draw. I don't love bombing raid in this, but he also doesn't have any credits held up, so it's an opportunity to do so. And any push up has the possibility of just being answered by the retreat, summon the mobilize guys. Which I'm kind of fine with him doing. I'm not fine with him doing it while he has a Potez on board. Now, I could just, like, walk directly into a supply shortage, but if he does supply shortage this, it means he's not playing, or he's not taking the front line, since that dies at the end of turn. This plays off-curve a little bit, but it does sort of force out something. Okay, it does airdrop and supply shortage. Interesting. There's the evasive. I could drop the last 35T to get 2 units to the front line. Feels like it's unnecessarily walking into another supply shortage, so we'll just get 1 unit to the front line. If he had another protest last turn, they could have played it, absolutely. Could go for a 6 damage Yamato here. Walk straight into an Avery though. Here, I'm gonna go for the encirclement now while I still can. This doesn't commit too many forces to the board, means if he does do something like Kyber bombing, move this up, I still have my blitz guys in hand. I still have my cheap Japanese units for Yamato. Although, gee, how much damage is this gonna deal if I'm able to sack these into something? Okay. What's he gonna hit? 1 Mito once each. I feel like if you were going to go for this play, you might have wanted to have done this first. Just an idea. Okay, this is almost certainly going to be a Shinano here. So that's 4. I could... Now, I could do Shinano and Yamato. Not a huge fan of that. I think we just Shinano here. This should be adequate at clearing the board. Yep. So he has to clear this, and if he does, it is kind of annoying, but he does have to clear it. Mito sticks. Wrath Lightning on the Mito. Okay. now. I'm gonna go for the draw. Not pushing up Mido, since I don't necessarily have to. I'll do it now. Maybe I should have gone for the 22nd Infantry, actually. I kind of just like getting the Kago onto the board, because he probably isn't running carpet bombing. And this does shut down his healing, which means it sets up a sort of Yamato. 114th. Is there some wacky lethal here? I think I want to go for the Yamato. Yamato attack. Now, there's a lot of tempting things to do on that turn. Obviously, having encirclement with a Kago looks pretty good, but this way you can't heal. There's decent ways to avoid dying. I mean, technically he's not even dead on board. Well, he's not dead on board from his perspective, he's dead on board from my perspective. Because this does have guard. However, on my turn I can encircle this and kill, meaning he has to heal or retreat this. A tranche will get rid of it. It does drop him down to 1, but it means he can heal again. Just runs fortification in his deck, alright. Okay. Well, hopefully he doesn't have like the huge pop-off turn with more Protez nonsense. He does run straight carpet bombing. That does put him back down to 2, meaning Mido top deck is... Well, actually no, Mido top deck is not lethal. Akita top deck is lethal. It's his third honey. Pass. Oh, it's ultra. I mean, we have to test for it, because he might have just... It might not be. Easy game. Good game. Yeah, he didn't want to push up, just in case I did draw like Nikita. He will take that win, that hard-fought win, and get straight into the next game. Alright, Japan Mirror. Keeping Raiden Brigade seems good. Mulligan's 1 card, which is making me want to keep Type 93. I think I might just keep this whole hand. The reason to keep Type 93 is just have a unit to trade off with a Blitz 1-drop. If he keeps 4 cards on Japan, almost certainly means he's playing a 1-drop. Shockingly doesn't play a 1-drop. It could just be he doesn't want to get it traded off. Trying to set up like a 35T to pick it off, something like that. Aichi. That's really annoying. I could Radiant Brigade that. It's not amazing. I could just Dina here. Okay, double cavalry. Dina, there was 3 cavalries, 1 Type 93, and Signal in the deck, I think, for Dina. Do I just, like, trade Akitas here? Seems good. He hits the Type 93, I hit the Aichi. So it is Jagro. Just kept 4 cards, none of which were a 1-drop. kind of what it seems like so far. Maybe it's some sort of destruction thing and he kept a bunch of Matsumotos. 61st. Interesting. Okay. I mean, let's just get a Matsumoto down. Fits our curve. He has a destruction unit. I have a destruction unit. I want this 24th to die as quickly as possible to get those 24th draws rolling. Is he gonna shenano me? No. Am I going to shenano him? Probably. Well, let's start with an expansion. Okay. Expansion into my 1-drops. That screams shenano to me. Here, let's just drop him low. And in this matchup, normally I would push Matsumoto here. Normally my Matsumoto, like, well, I have 1 destruction effect on Void, 2 in hand if you count the 24th I draw off of this. Not the most damage ever. I have a signal, might as well push up a 3-4. However, he's playing Soviet ally destruction, meaning virtually his entire hand is probably going to be destruction stuff. Okay, things are about to get wild. Unless they patched it all up, which seems like they might have. So this is 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm going to expansion and not attack with Dina, probably. The boring play would just be to play Key. That's a very boring play. So we're instead going to go for the Mito. If he clears my front line, he dies at the moment. Okay. Island defense, AA gun. So if I just hit this, what happens? I think he should take 4 damage. That all add up? Yep, okay. So it does seem like they have fully fixed all of the destruction bugs. Here. Let's just try to maximize destruction this. This is probably not the best way to play this matchup. I mean, like, I could just slam Key and probably win the game, but this is, again, a lot more fun. He's just super dead. Like, these Mito regiments are going to be dealing so much damage. I think he's literally just dead to double trade. Okay, with Elephant Boys, he is turbo dead. Alright. An honorable fight. That's a pretty fun game. Another star. And, finally, let's hopefully win streak out of rank 4 and get this over with. Alright, it's a Soviet deck. I think I'm just gonna full mulligan here. Although, if it is self-damage, maybe I should mulligan like this. Well, if this guy doesn't have a sickle, he is in for a world of hurt. He definitely has a sickle based on the speed at which he hovered over that card. Start with 24th Cavalry, because if he does remove it, I want to draw 24th Cavalry, get these out of my deck, rather than Nikita. Tokens. Interesting. So this is 35T trade push up. Try to get some damage on board. I feel like against tokens, this is just all going to be about trying to burn him out. Largely with unit attacks in the front line. Goes for another reserves. Greedy, greedy, greedy. Now, I could 35T trade again. Doesn't really fit my curve. So I think I'm just going to do a key to attack face. There will always be more 1-drops to hit with 35T. I can promise you that. Now, the worry is, of course, he just frontal assaults here. Yeah. Does trade off 1 into the cavalry. Now, Matsumoto here, not looking terrible. Does not fit my curve at all. Although, realistically, nothing excellently fits my curve. Yeah, just getting the Matsumoto down. And 35T hit face, I think. I think this is what I want to go for. Worst case scenario, he has hammer. I don't like the fact that he's immediately hovering over a card. Motors. That's fine. Second frontal assault, still fine. You can only get 1 unit to the front line, and I can kill it. Of course, Akita hits it. Alright. So we're getting a couple chunks of burn damage in here. I think next turn, I'll probably just go for the 2-turn lethal setup with Cavalry Yamato trade out. Hopefully he does not do a Unity of Strength here. Or if he does puts it on the 4-4. Oh, please no. Yak! You want to play a yak in this situation. Bold. Alright. Let's slam the Yamato. Kill this, and deal a ton of damage. So that drops him to 5. When he removes Matsumoto, he drops to 4. Or he drops to 3. With Yak, he drops to 2. Bombing Red should clean him up. Now he could weaken do it here. Although if he does weaken do it, he needs to sack Yak first. Light infantry, light infantry. If he just plays we can do it, grades the guy, he's dead. He's gonna do motors trade with the guy, and I mean, I can literally just end my turn. Killed by his own yak. Good game. That is going to be the win streak back. Not enough to get out of rank 4 yet, but we've got win streaks. So let's get to the next game. Alright, USA. Keep the cavalry, mulligan everything else. He full mulligans. What does he got in store for us? I feel like all the US decks we've played today have been frontline. No turn 1 Greyhound. Is this going to be the War Machine? We have a very aggressive hand if he's going to be ramping. "22nd Infantry. I could just go for my own 22nd Infantry here. They certainly can get punished by a few things. Um, However, I feel like with turn 1 pass, turn 2 22nd, what that implies about his hand suggests that this play is pretty good. As in, like, by what makes this play good is I think I'm going to be able to continuously hold to the front line for at least the next like 2 or 3 turns. Okay, he's thinking a lot. 35T. Now, does he trade or not? Because if he's gonna do that. Okay, that is certainly not something I was expecting. Okay, well, I don't have the front line, but I can also live with not having the front line. If he does 5th Rangers push up, I can do 24th Cavalry type 93, kill it. Maybe he Wobble wins me here? Oh, that's really annoying. I mean, we just veto it. And again, 5th Rangers still gets answered very easily. It is kind of annoying the way that worked out with his 22nd drawing again. And, well, drawing the first time, and mine not. Could just bombing raid, doesn't work out super well. I can also do Akita 35T. Could do 24th Cavalry 35T. Gonna go with the cavalry. Go face. Now, if he can, we can do it. But if we can do it, he plays, we can do it. He can only kill one of these. Interesting. Interesting that he values combat engineers over Red Devils in the front line. I mean, I guess he knows I have 24th Cavalry. Okay, well here, surely now I can just play bombing raid, get rid of these guys so we can do it. Makes it very difficult for him to Sherman here. Is that second half track? Maybe a dive bomb? Looked like he wanted to point something at that. Okay, strategic bombing, I can live with that. Just gonna do Kago, take the front line. And again, if Kago gets to the front line against, well, front line, that's often just game over. Such a powerful unit. We are at the point where he can start slamming 5th Rangers as 8/8s, which is not going to be great. I just try to get down to Matsumoto. Play out on curve. If he deals with the front line, I can just double Mito. Something like that. What's he gonna do? There's second half track, send Kago back. Fifth Ranger's 8-8 to kill Kago. Neither of those seem like especially punishing by anything. Strap bombing being gone is good, meaning he can't half track strap bombing, so we just have to be aware of half track stars possibilities. He can play We Can Do It. I suppose that's like the best thing he could do, like Greyhound, We Can Do It kind of situation. Pathfinders immediately dies. Now, my question is that an air defense? It's probably not an air defense. Yeah, okay. I probably could have pushed that, I know. But We Can Do It doesn't heal him, meaning he is just going to die to the Mido and tanks. Needs a dive bombing to take out Type 93. Keep him alive one turn. Alright, GG, rank 3. Making good progress. Also almost 272 Japan. Alright, we got another Soviet deck. I'm tempted to keep Key. Key is traditionally very, very good against Soviets. Kago is also kind of tempting. But we're already keeping Key, which is on the bit of a higher end. And, you know, it could always be like Soviet aggro. It's tokens. I don't think this is the same tokens as before. Maybe I'm crazy. Okay, we'll play this just because, I don't know, he might sickle instead of playing another infantry. This is a really weak hand against tokens. Hopefully this guy's opener is not as cracked as the last tokens. This is off to a very slow start. However, if we can get Kago in circle into the front line, we can certainly win. Okay. Similarly strong start to the last guy. I think we need to trade and go for the Akita hit. Oh, and it takes out the front line. That is huge. There's a lot of things he could do now, like play out another one frontal assault, play out another one motors. Plays out a third reserves. Okay. If I could get a Shenano draw, that would be appreciated. Okay, takes out the front line again. I think we got the Kago down. Now, we're not getting Kago to the front line anytime soon, but Kago's in a good position to 2-for-1. Or if we ever do take the front line, you know, pop off. No surrender, that's very bad. Okay, reserves into reserves into reserves into no surrender is pretty good. Please, can I get a Shenano? No. Okay, well, let's just remove 2 of them. It's the best we can do. Well, I mean, technically I could have removed 3 of them that turn, but that would have sucked a lot. I mean, if he makes one of them really big, that's not even the end of the world. Okay, that's a card. And motors. Okay, well this is happening. Okay, probably just have to go for like max value at this point. Okay, we know there's one more light infantry in hand. Again, we're kind of prepared with the motors being able to push up if he does Unity as strength and then pushes motors. We're in a very rough spot. You're not thinking about trading, are you? Does trade. Trading there seems bad. I find it very difficult to imagine why you would want to trade. Second motors. Okay, well, this is sort of the only play we have, which is remove as much from the front line as possible. Try to survive long enough that we draw like a bombing raid. Hopefully he doesn't have like a we can do it or an alliance. Either an we could do it or an alliance here would just immediately end the game. And there's the we can do it. Alright, well, we're just gonna get right out of here. No need to keep playing that one out. I mean, yeah. I don't have a lot else to say about that game. Let's just get to the next one. Alright, USA. And this is a very strong opener from against USA, assuming they don't have a Woken Giant, which is a bit of an assumption, considering we are not Field Marshal. You know, people can play some pretty wild things. And I think we're in a very similar position in one of the first games in this grind to Field Marshal. This one I'm much more confident in going face with the cavalry just because of what's in my hand. So he trades out the Greyhound. He got half track here. Ooh, that probably does not feel great for him. And we are just gonna start laying on the damage, putting them under pressure and drawing cards while we're at it. It's gonna be very difficult for him to sort of get around this. 35D without the infantry is not going to be it. That is unfortunate. He misses getting Red Devils to the front line because of that. Now, we do get the double 24th draw. I'm just going to slam the key, because the key forces him to have half-track. There's basically nothing else he can do other than have half-track. And if he does have half-track, it's not the end of the world. He decides to go for his stars, which guarantees I get 8 damage through. Not sure that I would have advised that plan there. Like, the speed at which he played stars is, I feel like he did not fully take into account how much damage he was going to take as a result of this. Top deck Pathfinders, it's going to help him out, but he's still very dead. Through to 35T. And that's going to be a quick win back. Rank 3, 1 star. Alright, we got a Japan mirror. And I'm tempted to mulligan something like this. I might keep Matsumoto. Japan typically runs a lot of destruction effects. And we already kind of want to keep as many cards as possible just because we have the 24th in hand. It is going to be Jagro. If he's running Bicycle, it means he's not running Japan-Soviet destruction. It's probably just like a Japan-German. Pretty classic aggro deck. Type 93. Now, we could draw with expansion. I think I'm just going to do 24th Cavalry, though. And the reason, among other things, that I'm doing 24th Cavalry over Akita, if it dies, it's probably the most likely way it dies is just push-up trade. I want it to die first since I get the draw, make it less likely to draw 24th naturally. And if I play Akita, I don't want him to just push up attack and then Akita guarantees hits face. So, just gonna play out the Matsumoto. If he wants to take it slow, I will likewise take it slow. Maybe I actually should have gone for Kagoshima just in case he plays a key. Okay. He's going to expansion. 35T. Doesn't have any great targets for that. Goes face with it. So this is happening, for sure. Now the question is, do we do Akita or Cavalry? And after either of those options, do we push or not? I don't think we push. Not because I'm especially greedy out on this, but just because we have so many Blitz cards in hand, and Japan is largely based on Blitz infantry. Now, obviously, everybody thinks of the Blitz tanks, because those are the annoying ones, the 35Ts, the Whirlwinds. But largely it's Blitz infantry. I mean, even if he has a Blitz tank, it's not the end of the world. That draw, though, is incredibly unfortunate. I think that's the last one in the deck, meaning that was a 1 in 28 to not draw a card. Yep. So now that he has the signal down, we need to end the game quickly. So we will push up the cavalry, push up the Matsumoto. Now, Elephant Boy's looking really good in this hand. The worry is still, like, if he just slams Shiden and trades into cavalry, we are just about dead. In fact, Akita Matsumoto deals more damage to him. Akita goes face, which is probably good. I say probably because we're at 7 health. And still don't know what's in his hand. So we absolutely need to spend all of our credits this turn just getting stuff to the front line that can attack. So I'm gonna do Akita. Do I have time to play a Kago? Maybe. I'm thinking I do, just specifically because I'm not going to be able to kill him with just 24th Cavalry and Akita. He's going to be trading into these things. So the game is going on to go on for like 2 turns, or 3 turns at least. We're probably dead without finding a way to kill Signal Regiment. It's possible he bricks, but statistically speaking, it feels very likely that we are going to die before we kill him. Especially if he pins Kago. Trades with cavalry. So there's 2 lines I can go for. One is just expansion and look for specifically Raiding Brigade. It's the only card in my deck that kills this. The other option would be Elephant Boys Cavalry Regiment. Go face. Actually, maybe I should have done Mito instead of Cavalry, or Elephant Boys in retrospect. That was a mistake. I mean, it's still possible that Akita, like, double hits Sendai or something wild. It's also possible he is terrified of that card and drops a Sendai onto it. That's gonna work out well for me. Encirclement top deck is lethal here. Not anymore. I would do expansion for stuff, but this is the best credit we're gonna get. We're probably dead. We're dead to Shiden, we're dead to Mido, we are dead to just blitz stuff, top deck high end. That's unfortunate. Yeah, maybe we could have played that slightly faster. I don't think we were gonna overcome a 10 health differential.
Before you leave, make sure to take a look at our Discord server, a friendly hub where you can continue the fun after you watch our content by chatting with the Topdeckers team and the rest of the community. If you wish to take on a more special role, you can also check out our Patreon and enjoy the perks that come with helping us bring you the best content possible. See you in the next video!